Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the new Byte podcast, recorded edition. Hi there. So, Emily, we're back again. How are you doing? How was today?
I'm great, thanks. I had such a good day today. How about you, house test?
I had a Monday today, and it was horrible.
Oh, right. Like all Mondays?
Like all Mondays.
Like all Mondays. Ah, fair enough.
Actually, it was quite good. I'm just goofing around. So yeah, people, we are back here today. This is probably the last week for a few weeks for the podcast because Emily will be a little busy in the future, and she can explain it herself. Yeah.
So that's a basic summary. Exams. So I go to university in my first year. And like everything's kind of like gotten to this point where it's like, oh crap, I need to start doing coursework and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to hide away in a little hole and start doing my coursework.
Yeah. Just
like Daniel. No, he's not. He hasn't.
Whoa.
No.
I mean, I remember my first year. I failed like 5 exams overall in 2 semesters. And I really noticed, like, okay, I don't think that's the right pace for me, so I have to slow down a little bit. And it was good, actually. My second year, I had way better success. And yeah, what can I say? I did finally. At least
you had better success in the second year.
Well, partially. I did have 3 exams in the third attempt, which means if I would fail those, I would get kicked out of the case. What's it called?
Uni?
No, I'm not leaving university, but the bachelor degree that I was going for, I would not have been allowed to continue that because I would have failed 3 attempts in an exam.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can't talk about that because that's EU stuff. Sorry. I actually don't know how much Britain is actually doing the same thing. But yeah, EU-wide we have that system with universities where if you...
What? The same.
I think it's the same too.
I think it might be the same because, the EU, well, England is still technically in the EU for now.
Still.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just asking, like, maybe some countries still are doing their own thing. Like, it's probably not like the same with the currency, so yeah. But yeah, for those who are still in school or never went to university, basically, if we have an exam, failed it for 3 times, we have to leave that degree that you want to go for and have to pick something else.
The course.
And in that case, like 2 times, and then nail all of them. Luckily. So yeah, I did eventually get my degree later on. And helped me a lot. That's good.
Good. A lot of resilience.
Sure. And patience and...
Yeah.
I mean, my time is over now. I'm a full-time employee. And I'm very happy that I got it done. And I can absolutely understand for people who are locking themselves away probably just to concentrate 100% on the one thing. And I'm absolutely supporting that as well. So, like of course... Hey, you were saying that. So, of course, I understand, Emily, if you're taking a break, you will not join us for the podcast. Absolutely okay, of course. And instead, I will probably do live streams on Wednesdays instead and trying out new games. So if you have a few ones still listed for me, and the good things, I'm saying it now for a few times on the podcast, but I'm actually making some good progress with the next video that I'm doing. I have like 3.5 scripts or... 3.5 pages of script done already. Yes, I'm very sorry. And so that's going to be really big. I'm planning big stuff. I'm doing a little bit of artwork myself as well for that video, just to bring in some personal
artwork.
Yeah, like illustrations.
Ooh, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could draw house tests.
I don't have to draw. I just have to use the pen tool in Photoshop. because it's going for vector art styles. So it's basically recreating real world shapes and making them into some interesting.
Cheating.
I mean, hey! It's transforming the thing of nature. So it's still an art. It's still work. Not everyone can do it, and you can also make it look bad. And then I'm trying to do this because I never did that one before, and so yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I look forward to seeing it.
Cool. Yeah, I hope that will be done for the beginning of May. And if I think about it, I want to do it in March, 1 game per week, and then I see how it turns out. 2 months in production, then I'm still not done. But yeah, I'm taking things at my own pace, giving myself more time for it to research more. I went through a lot of interviews and even in Reddit AMA with over 200 entries, so it was really interesting. I never did it that way, and I hope that from after that first video, I will have a better sort of formula to continue that set on.
Yeah.
Because just this weekend, I sat down and said, okay, I have all that information. How do I put this in one video? And so I sat down and said, okay, what do I want to say about the game and the series? I made a list of 5 points and filled them up slowly, more and more with information that I gathered, and now it's all coming together. And most likely will also be a 2-part series of the videos, so look forward to that. Not just one video will be done with that, it will be actually 2 halves of the whole. The first part will be history of the game and the series, and the second part will focus on the actual remaster of the game, where they came from, how that got done, and how the game plays out also. So part 1 is more like history lesson, and part 2 is more of a review, because that's what I can do already. Yeah, and I'm really excited to do it. I hope people will like it, maybe even share it, because it will bring them something more than just, oh, he talked about a game. And my goal was to go for, oh, he talked about that series, which is an attempt that I haven't taken forever. I mean, actually never. I never talked about a series as a whole and brought in like some history lesson. Yeah, it aims to be a documentary. Will be my first attempt at it. So
it's something different, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I'm really hoping that it will turn out great. I actually tried to record audio for it yesterday, and I noticed like, oh, my fan is too loud on my PC and have to turn it quiet. So I also want to improve production quality drastically. And yeah, I have to try out a few things myself, how I can do that. So yeah. And if you remember also the trailer that I did for it, where this was doing some exercise, I did some new things with that as well. So I hope that since the series is going on for multiple months now, that every time I also do one of those intro bits, I'll always have like fresh video sequences of my training progress as well, just because it's nice. Yeah, so that's what I was working on this weekend. Yeah, actually I didn't play that many games. Emily, did you play any games this weekend already?
I played a lot, just like last week, I go through phases of playing games. I played Tycoon Roller Coaster or Roller Coaster Tycoon 3.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I think that's all I played. Yeah, that's all I played. I played a little bit of Solitaire on the mobile whilst on the underground. Okay. So yeah, that's cool. So
what were you doing in Roller Coaster Tycoon? Like, I think I've never played properly one of those series. Because I played just last year, I think, or 2 years ago, that new park simulator game. I don't know what it's called.
There are better games.
Yeah.
But I kind of grew up on this game, and it just brings back lots of nostalgia and good memories. Plus, I know how to play it well. So, yeah. I'm currently doing a challenge thing, and it's like get to the top tycoon thing, and it goes bronze, silver, gold, and then the top tycoon.
Okay.
And I kind of completed it within 30 minutes. So yeah, it's an enjoyable game. Now I've just literally developed the park that I initially played with.
Okay, cool.
And getting lots of money. So yeah. Did you say that you'd played anything house test? Or...
Well, before I go to that, interesting thing is I tried to find the name of the game and I typed in simulator and just seeing all the types of simulators I have on my Steam list. It's actually interesting. I have tabletop simulator for games or anything. I have
tabletop.
Yeah, it's called tabletop, but you can play basically any kind of like a board game on it. Like with mods and everything, you can play different things. And I think I'm out of focus again. God damn it, what is happening with my webcam? Yeah, I know, I'm out of focus. You can say that, you don't need to write that down. It's not like embarrassing or anything. Just say, oh, you're out of focus.
Just go like that, just like...
how does it work?
Or wave.
Turn it back on.
It's
I think now it's
very
it's
HD
better.
house test.
Hi. Yeah, so what I was saying is I have tabletop simulator, surgeon simulator, PC building simulator, and goat simulator, and of course I have the best simulator game of all time, Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015.
What is that game?
Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015. That's let me give you the store page.
That's literally a title to headspap, like just like kind of thing.
Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015. Do you still shower with your dad? Question mark. And it's a fantastic game. I don't. What's how much is it? It is.
It's 99 cents.
It's right. It's 99 cents, and it's awesome. If you have that $1, euro, whatever, just go and play it. It's like 4 mini games. And the main thing is that you actually have to take a shower with your dad. So you're just a little kid running around and trying to find soap and all that. And you have to find your matching dad, which is one of the games. And sometimes all of a sudden you are in a different mini game because you will find a portal and it gets really funny and ridiculous. And for that money, it's just a lot of fun. And it's really, it's a thing. Like, what's the review score of it? Oh, all reviews overwhelmingly positive. 6,000 reviews on Steam say it's great. And yes, guys. So if you're in 2018, have never played this game from 2015, and go ahead and play that. It's so much fun.
I'm literally just watching the video. Like when you sent me the link to the Steam, like on the Steam account, I had to put in my date of birth to prove that I was 18 and over. And I couldn't see why I had to put it in. Oh my gosh. That's absolutely this game. It's just like I'm wondering, why do you have this house test?
It was basically the game to play in 2015. It was a meme. Everyone played it, and I mean, it's hilarious. It's like toilet humor, but well, it's shower. It's like shower humor. So it's just ridiculous. And for $1, like, hey, it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. You can probably sell like a few Steam cards that you have collected over the years. And you have enough money to buy that game, so yeah.
It's 79p for me. It's 79 whole pennies. But yeah, that seems like a disgusting game.
Excuse me.
But it is.
Well, as a male, I can say it's not that disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Okay. I can see why you're not liking Shower with Your Dad Simulator. I guess that's like.
Why would anyone like it? I mean,
because it's fun. It's goofy. Like
maybe it's a male-orientated game.
Yeah, it's
probably
one of those male fantasies, like video games purely done for males.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, no. Shall we move on? Like,
yes, we should definitely.
Yeah.
So getting a little bit off topic.
I mean, I haven't
Shall I start?
Well, no, wait.
News?
I didn't say what I played.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Because,
Go ahead.
well, basically, I tried Fortnite again. And
Oh.
yeah, Fortnite, I wasn't really intending to play it. But a friend on Twitter asked, like, hey, I'm playing Fortnite again. Do you want to add me? And I'm saying, yeah, sure. So last Sunday, yesterday, in the morning, like after breakfast, I said, hey, I want to play a few rounds. So we did actually end up playing like 2 hours of it.
Wow.
And it was really good to me because finally I had someone beside me that knew what they were doing. And the friend, she had already bought the battle pass, and that means she has more sort of incentives to play the game because they are connected to challenges. For example, you have to fly into that city and open up different crates, so loot crates to get weapons. And if you do that, you have a little more XP bonus. And going for that, you can earn cosmetics and all that. So that's basically the reason why you want to pay, like, I think 10 euros to get the battle pass, because then you have more chances to earn cool cosmetics. And you support the development of the game, of course, because Fortnite itself is free. But if you pay for that battle pass, which is sort of linked to a season running for, I think, 2 or 3 months, you will always have like to spend a little money and finally also fund developing the game itself. And well, I didn't go that way. I'm still like a free player. I just bought the sort of starters pack or anything. For 5 euros you can get a very stylish, like an agent skin. You're just all black and futuristic and having a helmet on. And you get a backpack, and you get also like 600 so-called V-Bucks. And V-Bucks is that microcurrency that you use in the game to pay for cosmetics. Yeah. I don't know what I would do with these 600 because I haven't done anything with it yet. But for a battle pass to get that, you have to pay 10 euros roughly, and the amount that you need to pay are 900 V-Bucks. So having already 600, it's only 5 euros more before I'll get the battle pass too. So I don't know. Maybe if I have more friends to play with, and well, as I said before, those friends knew what they were doing, so I had some guidance saying, oh, you don't want to go there, or hey, maybe we should now engage into the fights because later on we don't have that many chances. It taught me a lot about the game, how it works, and where to go, and we ended up a lot of times with at least top 5 of teams, sometimes even the last team alive, or second to last. Well, we didn't win the match, sadly. But it was really nice to see how to play Fortnite, actually, because it's really so much different than PUBG, for example, or even Radical Heights.
I thought it was always like similar to PUBG because like loads of people have like likened it to one another, but the only difference, like they said that it was like you had to pay for one and not the other. So yeah. Well,
yeah, they
like,
play out really differently. Like in PUBG, you don't need to hide anywhere. You just engage in a fight, and sort of have to be a little smart, of course, with it. But if you got your aim down, you're most likely to win that engagement. And with Fortnite, especially with the building character, you just have a way different pace at it. You just don't see an enemy and say, oh, I want to hit them, because most of those weapons don't have scopes really, and those that do are kind of wonky, at least for someone who played shooter for quite a few years now. And the actual battle approach, as I learned now, is just to build a small fort, like 4 walls around you and a few stairs to go higher. So get in the higher ground and then to engage in the fight. And it's very different. And I just don't have it in my reflexes yet. Because most of the time yesterday that I played it, I just stood there sort of in the open, even when I was behind a tree. And all the other people around me were just playing, just building walls and up there and getting behind cover. And I was just thinking like, why should I do that? Oh, and I'm dead. And I didn't have time to learn it. And slowly but surely I started to prepare for fights. Started to see like where a fight's gonna happen most likely, because they're getting closer to each other, and sort of getting an eye for that was really difficult for me first, and it was good to have friends with me who knew what they were doing. So yeah, if you want to go and get into Fortnite, I highly suggest to find someone who already knows what they're doing and learn from them first, and then you'll maybe have also a better time playing solo, just applying what you learned first. It's really different.
Okay.
All right. So, Emily, you actually brought up the next topic. Let's go into the news.
Yes. Shall we start with the BAFTAs?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I only just found out that it was the gaming BAFTAs, and the BAFTAs did gaming awards. So I found that out about 2 days ago.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Well, did you know?
Yeah, I knew.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't bring it up because I wasn't thinking that's really important to talk about. But then again, I'm sort of in my filter bubble because it's a UK event and not worldwide, so I didn't really hear that much about it. But still, it's a cool event to talk about, of course. And especially one of the winners is from Germany, so of course I'm interested.
Which winner is that?
That's for Best Performer, because Melina Jürgens is actually a German actor and performer. Yeah, she is. That's yay, cool, Homeland, woo.
Shall we get on?
Wait, you haven't even talked about winners.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, that's what you wanted to. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. I was thinking you were switching topics. Sorry. Please.
No.
Please.
No. You gotta let me talk downstairs. Come on. But yeah, okay.
I don't know.
So BAFTAs also do film and television stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, the gaming awards. Wow. Just to highlight a few big awards. So the first debut game is Goa. Looks quite cool.
Goa. Okay.
Goa. I can't pronounce it properly.
Probably because it's a German name. It's not a German thing.
Is it not?
Goa. I don't know.
Oh dear.
Sounds good to me. Goa.
But the best narrative was Night in the Woods, which
I like that one.
You've played, haven't you?
I played it. Yeah. I made a review for it. It's up on our YouTube channel and of course on our website. So check that out if you haven't yet. And so many more interesting games, of course, we have for best music. Cuphead, of course, which is deservedly winner in that category.
Have you ever played Cuphead?
Of course, I finished it even. I reviewed it on my old channel back in the day. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah, at the start of November, I think I finished it.
6 months ago.
Yeah, but it's in the past. It's in 2017. 2018 is the year of the new Byte. And
that's true.
Also the coming years. It's not just this 1 year, please.
Exactly.
But yeah, I played that, of course. Finished it even. Yeah. All the bosses. Even the devil boss.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was really cool. So yeah, that won best music, of course. Other games were, for example, multiplayer, Divinity Original Sin. We had lots of Nintendo, of course. So family game was Super Mario Odyssey. Game design was Super Mario Odyssey. Game innovation, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And since we already talked about Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, also this game has won Artistic Achievement, Audio Achievement, and British Game even. And a Game Beyond Entertainment, 5 prizes. One goes to Germany. That's very nice. Yeah, best game, of course, is a very interesting title because that goes to What Remains of Edith Finch. And it's a game where a lot of people were talking about it, and it has lots of different gameplay aspects to it, and it's all around the family of Edith Finch, if I remember correctly, and it's really interesting. I remember one of those interesting things is that we have the story of a king. And actually, you start out in a factory where you have to just put fish in the machine, it chops its head off, and you have to put that fish away. That is the gameplay interaction that you have to do. And while that story continues, it starts first off with some voiceover. It starts to also have a daydream version of that story. It continues on, more animations happening on screen, and that scenery in the factory where you started out is fading away. leading to, in the end, even not having the fish even on screen. So you're just using your memory to do the same action. What did you do with your eyes?
Nothing.
I did see that. Anyway, so it continues on. It's really great. So yeah, check out What Remains of Edith Finch. I hope that I can replay it also soon with some free time, which is coming up, luckily. Especially once I have done the Wonder Boy videos. But yeah, that's the BAFTAs.
The BAFTAs, yeah. Shall we move on to like the proper news that we properly planned?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shall I introduce the first article?
Of course, please.
So A Way Out sells more than 1 million copies within the first week. More than EA expected within the first 3 months of the game's lifetime.
Yeah.
It's actually quite good.
Yeah, Joseph Fares is like a head developer of that. Yeah, he was the one that also sat on stage for Konami at the Game Awards. And he also disclosed to the public that actually EA is not getting any shares of the sales. It's all going to the studio. And he even said, like, it's really amazing that EA allows this. But they also brought forward the sharing thing. So one friend has to buy the game and the other one gets to play it for free. And that's just cool because usually both people have to pay for the game in order to be able to play it. And that way you just have to invite a friend over to say, hey, download this extra app and both can play the game then. That's really cool. And yeah, it gets rewarded with 1 million sales. As it says, 2 million players have played the game. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if that exactly turns into sales, but roughly 1 million. That's still safe to say. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, really. And I hope that also shows EA sometimes you just have to have good ideas. And not just good ideas for microtransactions, but good ideas for games. Right, so yeah, congratulations. What's the studio again? Haze-like Games. Well done. Shall we move on?
Shall we move on to one of our own, like, articles?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, Sega Mega Drive
Yeah.
Mini in the making, and it's slated for summer 2018.
Oh yes. So
what does that mean?
From Friday to Saturday, the Sega Fan Fest was happening, and Sega has actually also brought their own consoles. They also brought the Sega Mega Drive, the Sega Dreamcast, so people could see them. And yeah, they also announced that they will also release a Sega Mega Drive Mini version, similar to what the Nintendo Entertainment System already has in the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES Mini. So we don't know what this will be based on. There was a console in that style last year developed by AdGames, but apparently people were not too happy with it. And this version will be sort of an upgraded take on that console. So it will still be done by AdGames, but maybe with more support by Sega. So who knows? If you want to see more about that, of course, go to thenewbyte.com. Check it out there. We have all the information. Of course, big images there. And also the next news that we have about Sega Ages, which, as I learned by producing the Wonder Boy series, is actually a recurring theme. Sega Ages usually is not a collection of games, but just single games being brought forward to a new generation. And Wonder Boy was also one of them at the time. And now they plan to bring those old games also forward to the Nintendo Switch. Yeah! Alright, then let's talk about the next topic. It's just a small thing, but I still think it's cool to talk about. We actually have news about Watch Dogs 3, which apparently is now in development, as reported by PC Games N. It says here, it looks as though Watch Dogs 3 is in development. A series of clues posted over the past few weeks point to a third installment in Ubisoft's Hacktivist franchise. And I love that. I really love that. I mean, I'm still burned out on Ubisoft games. I haven't played Far Cry 5 at all because I'm just not that interested in it. And Watch Dogs 3 is something that I'm really excited about to see, and I like the second game. I haven't finished it, but I played at least a lot of it and a good amount of the story also. And I hope that they will also continue that more light-hearted, funny side of Watch Dogs, because the first game tries to be gritty and action and all that, and it just doesn't fit really. And I hope that those quirks of Watch Dogs 2, like the crazy, maybe even cliche type of hacking, comes back again, because that's, I think, where the series can actually thrive and grow and just get better.
Is the Watch Dogs 3 set in England? Or the UK? Because I'm like looking at forums here, and it says like there's speculation that it might be like there's like just loads of like mock-up pictures that is like in England, or familiar places like tourist destinations in there. Is that speculations, or is it just people wanting to have it?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, the way people have heard about Watch Dogs 3 is you can ask the smart assistant from Uplay about Watch Dogs 3, and Sam will actually say, Watch Dogs 3 is not finished yet, but from the last early build I tried, it's very solid. The dev team works wonders. Can't wait for you to try it. Sam is still in beta, it says here, and Ubisoft have, of course, not confirmed Watch Dogs 3 publicly, but their own digital companion states that's in development. I'd expect to see something of it later this week, likely at E3, which is in June. So, yeah, who knows?
Ooh.
The funny thing is, actually, I took vacation time for E3, so in June, when everything will happen, when those press conferences will happen, I will be at home. I will have time to sort of co-host the live streams and all that. And I'm really looking forward to cover everything coming from E3. It will be lots of sleepless nights, but I don't know, man. I like that. I like that very short sort of sprint-like behavior that we have every few months. And yeah, looking forward to it. And maybe we will also talk about Watch Dogs 3 by then. Yeah. Shall we move on? That's the next thing is actually something for you, I think.
So this is something that I'm actually quite happy about. Radical Heights has introduced female models, and it's been teased in the new trailer. I don't know if Houses has it up now.
It's not a trailer, it's more like a tweet of the image.
Oh.
I'm very sorry. I noted that incorrectly in the document that we have. But yeah, we have females in the game, at least in the future. And my browser's not loading the image correctly. I'm very sorry for that. There we go. So we have 5 different designs of female suits also. And we talked about it in the last podcast. People were, of course, sad about it. Emily was like, oh man. And I can totally get it now.
Yeah.
Of course, it's important to have that representation. And it's good to see that things are coming along. We've been wondering about what will happen next for Radical Heights, like what will they do sooner or later. Of course, there's still, for example, buildings which are unfinished. They are just walls and places where you can find loot. So they have to create interior for that. But also people were asking for female options for avatars, and it was already in the game when creating your player. And now we see like, okay, there's something in the works. We have female characters already done in design-wise. And Cliff Brzezinski also says, just with one word, forthcoming. So yeah, that's gonna happen hopefully very soon. And then Emily can also be a female in Radical Heights. Maybe soon we can play together for a live stream. Who knows?
Yeah.
Won't stress about it too much, of course. Exams come first. But of course, that's only better for you, I guess, because if you play the game later on when there are more patches done, and not as early as I and Video Project did, maybe that will be a better experience for you overall. So yeah, gonna see about that. All right, then, shall we move on? The next game is also, how could it be else? It's 2018, a Battle Royale game. And this time we're talking about Fortnite. I mean, I've already been talking about Fortnite, and funny enough, also yesterday, that friend that I played with, she also said, like, I I would hope that soon enough she can get a female skin, because all the skins that she got with the battle pass were already for males. And she was hoping that she can also get a cool female that will represent her in the game. And apparently there are maybe less female models in the game that I was thinking about first. Because if you're a free user, you will just automatically get one of the like standard skins, and you're sometimes male, sometimes female. And yeah, if you pay for it, of course you would expect more things about it, and apparently you can't choose that. So yeah, that's one thing that I learned also from Fortnite. And apparently also Epic, the guys that develop, of course, Fortnite and Fortnite PR, of course, they're thinking about changing the maximum amount of players in the match. So yeah, Emily, you want to talk about that?
Well, I just think it's already crazy with 100 people. Just make it twice as crazy with 200 people. I mean, it's more competition, and I guess it would take more time with the in the game per round, I guess. I mean, you've played it. I've only played it once or twice.
Yeah.
And I got killed within seconds. So, I mean, how would you feel playing with over 200 people?
I don't know. I mean, there is a mode already in there where you can play with teams of up to, I think, 20 people. You have only 5 teams that would play against each other on the map. If you were turn that number up to, I don't know, 200, and make it teams of 20 still, that would mean we have 10 teams over the map. And that could be all sorts of interesting things happen. And as it says in the article here, who's it? Epic's design lead Eric Wilson says that one of the things that we've been talking about is, does it make sense to ever consider more than 100 players? I think there's a lot of technological considerations for something like that. So it could happen sometime in the future, it says here. And we know already about the game Mavericks. Well, we know that it exists and that it plans to have 400 people in the matches. And having 200 would be just half of that. And if the Unreal Engine would support it, of course, that would be really interesting. So yeah, we're going to see about that. And hope we can update you with one day saying, hey, it's available now, check it out. But I guess Fortnite... Maybe we should do a live stream. Yeah, of course. I mean, now that I have someone to learn from, maybe I will also get better and I can teach all of you too. Who knows? Gonna see about that. All right. Shall we move on, right? Yes, we shall. So, Far Cry 5. What's this? Yeah, Far Cry 5. What is this about being cracked? Well, the game uses de novo as a copyright protection. I mean, what means copyright? So people can't open the game, crack it, and share it on the internet without any protection for that. And de novo is a system which is often used, but it's also known for leading to sometimes damages for SSDs. And it's just not really liked by many people because it's sort of using your hard drives away, to say like that. And as you can see right now, de novo again, which is really highly acclaimed apparently because it wouldn't be used in almost every second game. It also got cracked again after 19 days, so not really that early. There were sometimes cases where the software got cracked earlier, but it's still sort of in the prime of the sales for Far Cry 5. We can expect at least 3 to 4 months where a game typically sells really well for the $60 price, and only after then, slowly but surely, games get a little cheaper. Unless they're called Destiny 2, then they get cheap very early on. And I'm very sorry, Destiny. I love you, but man, get your shit done. Yeah, as we can see now, Far Cry 5 has already been cracked, and we'll probably share it somewhere. Of course, we are not pro-sharing those things. I'm especially a fan of buying games, and goddamn it, I pay so much for games. If you want to protect your children, just say it like that. If you are a parent or about to be parent, introduce your children to games, and they will have never money for drugs because they spend it all in Ubisoft microtransactions. Whatever. Yeah, so there's that. That's interesting news. And it's just another step towards saying, like, hey, guys, this is not worth it. We'll crack those games anyway open, so yeah, maybe just make better games. That's a whole different discussion, of course. People have all sorts of opinions about that, and we'll see how that will continue on in 2018, 2019, and so on. But for now, it's Far Cry 5 got under the radar. Alright. Emily, what's the next thing? It's a thing that we haven't talked about, a thing. Oh, sorry, should I introduce it? I'm very sorry.
Well, fine then, you can introduce it.
Oh.
You can do it.
I mean, the thing is, I haven't really read much about it, but Terraria Otherworld development has been cancelled. And Terraria is a game, sort of like a 2D plane, where you can play with other friends together, you can mine stuff from the world and build your own space, I think. And yeah, the spin-off Otherworld has been cancelled, and it was first announced in 2015. And the team, Relogic, said that the team had a clear vision of what it wished to accomplish. However, despite progress, the game wasn't close to meeting said vision, putting it way behind schedule. And in quote, our team has a clear vision for this game, and in spite of all of our efforts, the current state of the game remains equal parts far from the vision and beyond behind schedule from our initial planning when we shared Otherworld with all of you 3 years ago. So yeah, that's not coming anymore, very sadly. But I guess, you know, if you can't make it, don't break it even further. Don't waste more time on it. Terraria on its own still doing very fine, I guess. So maybe sometimes it's really that thing where you sit down and say, you know what, I think that's not worth it anymore. We should start from scratch with a completely new idea, new vision. And yeah, Otherworld is now completely gone. It was to be released on Mac, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and maybe by now also Nintendo Switch, who knows. But yeah, that's it. That's that. We're done.
Are we done?
We're done.
Shall we move on to the releases?
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about the news right now. I mean, we are doing the recording a little earlier than usual. It's not Wednesday, it's Monday again. If you missed that in the start of the podcast, I'm not available on Wednesdays, so we have to do a little early on again. And yeah, also just to remind you, this is probably the last podcast for a few weeks because we're taking a short break. Once everyone is done with their exams, everyone will be back fresh, ready, and better than ever before. So let's get to the releases, I guess.
Yeah.
What do we have first? We first have a title that I can't pronounce properly, so that's why I have a rebrit here to say the name.
So the title of this new game is The Swords of Ditto, or Ditto.
Swords of Ditto, I can say that.
You can't say it like a British person, and it's a British word. Well, I think it's a British word.
What? How did I say that wrong? Ditto.
It's Ditto.
Ditto.
It's Ditto, though.
Wait, maybe if I
don't mimic me. Do not mimic me.
Ditto. Okay, I'm leaving it down. I will practice it and get it done next time.
Okay.
And I will tell you how about the swords of this game. I'm very sorry, I'm arguing again. I'm very sorry.
We're meant to be doing this releases thing. Come on, Houster, stay on track.
I try.
Shall I carry on?
Please.
I'll carry on.
Carry on.
So, The Swords of Ditto is coming to PC and PS4, and it's coming out April the 24th. And it's currently €15 99 on GOG. And what's that, house test?
What the game is about?
What's GOG?
Well, GOG is like a platform like Steam, but actually, like Steam sort of forces you to be logged into Steam and everything, which is another copy protection. And GOG says we're not up for that. We actually sell the games, and you keep the games. The files are yours. So it's a more open attempt, and they also live the philosophy that if a game is good, you just pay for it, and you don't need to pirate it. Right, so Swords of Whatever is a fantastic game, just to say like that. It's been published by Devolver Digital, and let's have a quick look at the gameplay here. And this is one of those games with a hand-drawn art style, and I think it just looks amazing. It has sort of like those Cartoon Network aesthetics, I'd say, like Adventure Time maybe. And it looks fun. Just sitting down, I think like maybe I want to play this RPG again. Like seeing how, for example, that squid looked like in the cave and everything. And this is a boss fight, for example. Everything looks like it has been like molded from one piece. Like one person just drew a line, and after they were done, like hours and hours, this game came out, and it just feels like harmonized, perfect design to me at least. And yeah, there's that. That's maybe what you want to take a look at, and I think that's great. When's it coming out again, please?
It's coming out on the 24th.
Right, so not much long anymore.
Next week.
Exactly. What do we have next on our list?
So our next one is BattleTech. And that's coming to PC, and it will be out the same day as the Swords of Ditto, which is the 24th, and it will be €39.99. Go on, tell us what it's about.
Well, it's basically a mech fighting game. I'm just taking a look at the trailer, and it has more of like strategic aspects to it, and there you can see it right now on screen. Looks really interesting.
You don't sound too enthused about it.
Well, I'm not too much into those mech games. Like, I love Titanfall, but they play like a first-person shooter, and this is more like strategic games, like RTS style. And I'm not too much a fan of it personally. I don't dislike them. It's just like I'm not also liking them. Like, it looks cool though. Costs like €40 in German here on the Steam. And yeah, as it says there, take command of your own mercenary outfit of mechs and the mech warriors that pilot them, struggling to stay afloat as you find yourself drawn into brutal interstellar civil war. Alright, what is next? Yeah.
So our next one, I think that's Elia. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. So it's on Steam Early Access, and it's coming to PC, and it's coming out the same day as all the others. And that's April 24th.
Yeah, as it says here, experience the surreal story of Ilya in this episodic first-person sci-fi adventure. You play as a space scientist recovering your lost husband. Venture out on a curious interstellar journey full of devastating memories and startling secrets. And just looking at the trailer, I think like, okay, I don't know. Problem I have is that we don't know what the game would cost, but it seems to be like really good looking. As you can see right now here, the screen, sort of the trailer is bugging out, I think. We can take a look at these screenshots here. Oh man, those colors, like 80s styled future porn with some realism going on. Those colors
future
alone.
What?
Like people that drew a lot of future stuff that fantasize about it. Like it's not porn, but if you really love something and just are fascinated by that, it's like tech porn. If a nice CPU is in front of you and somebody says like, this CPU has 8 threads, 4.0 gigahertz RAM, that's tech porn. In the same vein, that's like futurism of the 80s porn.
Let's just say it only works for like food porn or something.
It probably only works for inanimate objects, yeah.
You can't just say, oh,
okay.
that's
computer
porn.
Well, what?
That doesn't
Tech porn is a thing.
doesn't suck.
Like, ooh, that GoPro. Okay, shall we move on? This is getting creepy.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. Okay, so our next one is Suberia.
Yeah.
And it's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It's coming out April the 24th, just like all the others we've mentioned. And it's going to be for $12.99.
Yep.
So, yeah. Tell us more.
Yeah, that game was in early access before, and it actually was in early access since September of 2015, so quite a while.
2015?
Yeah, 2015. It says 2015
years.
on Steam. Well, like 2.5 years, I think. So yeah, quite a while. And it's now coming out. And it's like an action adventure platformer. And I'd say, man, I want to try this one. Just looking at the trailer here. And as I said before, yeah, it's coming out on PC and all the consoles. And I'd very much like to say that top-down graphics, especially, looks really cool. Like an adventure game where I'd say, okay, I'm using different kinds of skills and just try to avoid enemies or try to trick them, just damaging themselves. That's quite cool. I want to try that game out and maybe see what that one is about. And it is out April 24th. What was it? Yeah, April 24th it's out of early access. So there's that. Currently a price of €12.99, so not even that expensive. So I'd say, yeah, I want to play that. Maybe you want to. So it's called Suberia. Is it Suberia or Siberia? Whatever. Shall we move on?
Our next game is Frostpunk. It's coming to PC.
Aha.
And it's out April 24th as well.
Again.
Do tell us more.
Well, as a German, I'd say Frostpunk, but whatever. It's one of the few things that I'd say, maybe it uses the German pronunciation. We also have a different game later on that will also use more of like a Norse pronunciation. I don't know if that's correct, but we'll see about that. And this is Frostpunk, and it's coming out April 24th. And basically it just says, Frostpunk is the first game of society survival. In an ultimately frozen world, people develop steam-powered technology to oppose the overwhelming cold. I'm sorry for that was. The city ruler has to manage both the inhabitants and the infrastructure the citizens live in. Let's take a quick look at that trailer. Because at least from that trailer on, I'd say they have good CGI graphics apartments in their development studio. That looks really nice. Survival against the cold, building up your own city and taking care of everyone. I'd say, yeah, why not? Maybe that's cool. Hey, wow, are they hanging this man there? Oh my god, I don't want to see it. I don't want to. Oh, stop the engines! Whatever it's called Frostpunk, and it's out next week.
Shall I move on?
We should move on.
We should move on. So our next game is South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I don't like to say that word.
I love that you say that word.
I animate it.
Someone's gonna clip that 3 hours of Emily saying butthole.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah, so the game's coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Does it already have a price? I don't think. Yeah, the US store of Nintendo doesn't list the price right now. I assume it will be roughly the same as on all the other consoles. And not much else to say about it, but that it is the new South Park roleplay game. Yeah, go ahead and buy it if you don't have any other console that it is already available on. Let's move on.
So our next game, which is probably better than South Park, is Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption. What?
Yeah,
what
we
that?
have Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption. We don't have a release date yet. It's really weird how it's... What?
What was that?
What?
Honestly, what was that?
Well...
What?
It says here, as
Do explain yourself. Please.
No. As it says here, it's a boss battler action RPG. Face 8 abhorrent bosses, the first 7 each based on one of the deadly sins. Before each epic clash, you must sacrifice a stat and level down to enter combat. Each fight will be tougher than the last as you wage war against sin yourself. And let me bet on it, I guess the last enemy is yourself. Who knows?
Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, the idea is sort of interesting that they say, oh, every time you fight against the boss, you're actually getting weaker. And from what I see right now, at least from the trailer, I'd say it plays like a Souls-like game, if I remember correctly from watching the trailer earlier. But that can be actually really cool. So you're just up against other bosses, fighting them, and yeah, they clearly have some Souls-like aesthetic to it. Like somebody chopped their head off. You have a bird enemy, you have a giant soldier thing going on. Ooh. I hope that some streamer is picking that up, because I don't think I'll be like good enough in that category of games, and it looks cool at least. So I want to see more about that while not necessarily playing it myself. But yeah, this is it. This is the frame where I think that you're actually fighting against yourself, because there's a figurine looking up and it just looks like yourself, but with red eyes. So you assume the last boss is yourself. Maybe I've just spoiled the whole experience for you, and I'm very sorry for that. Shall we move on?
We shall. I hope you didn't just ruin that for everyone.
I don't think I have even shown the trailer because I missed to change the scenes. I'm very sorry. This is the Steam page of it, and yeah. So if you want to take a quick look at that, there's that. Just looks at that.
Shall I?
Yeah, please. I'm sorry. I just wanted to show a little bit of the trailer because I missed it. Please, now we can move on.
Okay, so that is the next game is 39 Days to Mars, and it's coming out on PC, and it's coming out April the 25th.
Yeah, that is the game that Elon Musk is playing all the time. I don't know if that's true, but hey, it's about getting to Mars, and Elon Musk is the man who will get us there. I sincerely hope that, really. And yeah, it says here, embark on the 19th century most unreliable spaceship in this 2-player couch co-op adventure. 39 Days to Mars is a unique game designed to be played with a friend, where both players have important roles in the expedition. Solo players are aided by the computer-controlled ship's cat. Oh boy. That could be really interesting. It unlocks April 25th. It doesn't have a price right now. And just looking at the aesthetics of this little game, it looks like you just have like small people trying to get to Mars. And if that's not exciting, I don't know. I'm feeling really enchanted by it. Just look at it. Look at this trailer. And people just said, I'm so glad everything's running smoothly and everything crashed down. And they're just basically on one of those old-timey bicycles with one of those giant tires. Interesting. So yeah, seems to be like a puzzle game where you have to check out different mechanics even. This looks like a physics game, really. Like, wow. Okay. I need a friend here to play it on my couch, or else I have to play with a digital cat, and I don't know if that's something I don't want to do. But yeah, 39 Days to Mars. Looks interesting. Looks nice. Shall we move on?
Yes, we shall. So our next game is Solo. Ooh.
Yeah.
And it's coming to PC, and it's on the 26th.
Yeah. And guys, if you're the developers of this and see this, please give your game a name that's searchable. Because if I search for solo game, solo indie game, I just barely found any like links to this game. I didn't even find it when looking at Steam. If you look just on the Steam store and search for Solo, you will probably not find this game right now. So it's being developed by Team Gotham, and they also self-publishing it, so it's like a true indie title. And it looks really interesting. Solo, as it says here, is an introspective puzzle set on a gorgeous and surreal archipelago. Archipelago? I don't know. Reflect on your loving relationships by exploring contemplative, dreamlike islands. And if that's not nice, I don't know. Well, it's more like a simple graphics style going on, but that does not mean that it is a bad game. In fact, from just looking at the trailer, I'd say that is a most interesting title to look at. Puzzle games, you just have to figure out your way forward. Yeah.
It looks like a glorified Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
It.
Yeah, I heard about it. It's just like, all right, yeah, I guess I see the connection. Interesting. But yeah, it looks really cute, actually. And sadly, we don't know any price for it. So right now, we don't know how much it will cost. Hopefully not too much. But enough that the devs will sustain their development, of course. So good luck with that. Solo, an introspective puzzle game, coming out April 26th. And if you want to find the link to this game, we will probably link this also on the show notes. So if you're watching it anywhere, description-wise, you will probably see this game link, because I think, especially, because you can't find it that easily on Google, we provide a link for that. And if you're interested, just take a look at that. All right. We don't have that many games going on, I think. So we'll get into the last few ones. What do we have here?
So our last one is Naruto Shippuden. Shippuden?
Naruto Shippuden.
That's it.
That's it, yeah. I don't know. I hope I said that correctly, based on my knowledge about the Japanese language. Yeah, Naruto Shippuden, what's it called? Ultimate Ninja Storm will come back in a trilogy on the Nintendo Switch, as people can see right now on the video feed. So, yeah, that's coming to the Nintendo Switch, which will deal with Naruto from its youth, and then also parts from the Shippuden series, which was like the adult season based on Naruto, and yeah, has all the important bits of the story. Except, I think I also saw that the game does not have the fourth game, because apparently there's also a fourth game. Yeah, comments are like, couldn't be all four, huh? Only three, where's the fourth one? So yeah, you're not getting the full experience, but if you've never played it, like for example myself, you'll have a chance to get the complete trilogy of the first three games from that series on the Nintendo Switch, and maybe the fourth one will follow later. I mean, games sort of have a limitation how big they can be, and I guess the fourth one maybe just wasn't in it. And yeah, that's that. Out on April 27th. Don't know about the price, because I don't think it has been listed on the internet yet, but, well, probably a little more than just a standard indie game. Alright, then we have The Thin Silence, which I can't really say much about. You can see right now on screen. The Thin Silence explores depression, self-doubt, struggles, and trials. Amongst the darkness, the game features that sound, that thin silence, which calls to us in our darkest hours. And it is more like a serious game, not like in teaching game, but seems to be more gritty, more dark, and yeah, we can see people hanging from trees, so there's something really interesting going on. More like a bit-sad game, simplistic graphics, so this story has probably more weight than anything else, and I guess, hey, maybe I want to check that one out. Yeah. It's developed by 2PM Studios and published by Enkidu Games, Inc. Never heard about them. Out on April 27th.
What's our next game?
We only have... that's the last game actually now. This is what's called Jotun Valhalla Edition on the Nintendo Switch. Finally coming to the Nintendo Switch console. Yeah, Jotun, which is... It just looks lovely. Looks like Don Bluth has worked on it with a small like pencil and like not too crisp animation style. Oh my god, just looking at it, I love it. Really fantastic. And that game actually is already out in the Valhalla edition on all the consoles and PC, meaning Steam. And now it's also coming forward to Nintendo Switch for a price of $14.99 US. So roughly the same in your region. And yeah, I can always... Oh yeah, Jotun is a hand-drawn action exploration game set in the Norse mythology. In Jotun, you play Thora, a Viking warrior who died an inglorious death and must prove herself to the gods to end Valhalla. I think the rule is that you have to have like a weapon in your hands when you die, so you die in a fight. And yeah, that didn't happen here for Thora, so she has to go back and prove her worth. Interesting. Yeah, and everything is hand-drawn, so that's especially cool. And that's available on April 27th on your Nintendo Switch, or everywhere else already. Alright, before we go out, I have one more thing to say. If you're interested in Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, it's not the best game in the series, but as a fan, I just have to recommend it. On the Humble store right now, you can get the game for €7.49 instead of the usual 30 right now, so it's already on offer and not like the full price game, and it's not even cheaper. So if you want to check that out, go to the Humble store. It's only available for a few more days until Sunday. So if you see the version on Twitch, or if you're very early onto a recording, you can still have a chance of that. Go to the Humble store. We're not paid to say that. I'm just a fan. I want to show you that really cool offer here. All right. And that's that. That's it. Done.
Is that it? Is that our podcast done?
Yeah, a little bit over an hour. But yeah. Cool.
Yeah. That was so... It felt quick, but I think it was longer than most of our other podcasts.
Yeah. We did take a short break in between to adjust a few things, but thanks to it being a recording instead of live, it was very easily done, so there's that. Emily, thank you as always for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I have to admit, like last time, I didn't feel that happy when we left. So
yeah,
sometimes when adults are just not like that happy anymore because they are already working all day long and then they're coming together for a podcast, sometimes it just like clashes. So especially to our viewers out there, there's no problem between us, just sometimes days are long.
We're all good, everything's fine and dandy between us. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me in this.
Yeah, thank you for joining me as well. And I hope we'll see you again in a few weeks of fresh and having good marks in your exams. So good luck for those. And
I hope so. And a shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan as well. Yeah, he's having his ones also very soon, I think, or he's already in them, something like that.
It's like deadlines and stuff and exams soon, and just wish him luck. Basically, everyone wish him luck.
Wish him luck for that.
So yeah, it's his third and final year. So yeah, everything's pretty big.
Important, and especially good luck for him.
Yeah.
All right.
So
let's get to the end. Emily, where can people find you?
My Twitter handle is EmilyHM45. Find me. My name is King Emily. Ooh. So yeah, that's my Twitter handle. Where can people find you, House Test?
They can find me at HAU5Test, House Test, or of course in our Discord, which you can find at thenewbyte.com/Discord. Just open that in your browser window and you will be redirected directly to Discord, where you can join our server. Of course, we'd like to see you there. We have lots of pictures of cats and gifs of dogs there. It's like fun family time. Sometimes swearing. Of course, we have interesting discussions going on then and there, and it's really I'm really happy for that. That's happening like that. So yeah, come join us there as well. Of course,
we would love to hear from you guys.
Of course,
tweet us, stuff like that.
Follow our Twitter at The New Byte, of course. Join our website, thenewbyte.com, and see us everywhere else, of course, on YouTube, on Twitch, on SoundCloud, where we do the audio version, of course, on iTunes as well. Have a nice day, and see you soon. Very soon again, hopefully.
See you soon, guys.
Yeah. And that's that. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I forgot to do the outro, so I'm just keeping recording.